The Abyss is an interesting mixture, sometimes an uneasy mixture, but usually a fairly well-functioning mixture of emotion, character, dread, anxiety of being trapped, claustrophobic, people having to work together to survive, tension within the group. You know, when it finally breaks out into a few sporadic action sequences toward the end of the film, you know, they're pretty big sequences in and of themselves, but it's not like you would call the film end-to-end an action film. It has a sense of wonder to it as these divers are operating in this environment that people hadn't seen before. Nobody had even seen anybody talk underwater before. It had never been done. You know, we were the first ones to do sync dialogue in diving helmets with real actors.
Hey, you okay?
Everybody's dead. They're all dead.
Okay, I'm taking you back out. Let's go.
So, you know, there were a lot of firsts in the picture that made it worth doing and made it exciting visually to an audience. But we have to remember that The Abyss was far from my most successful film. It barely broke even. It became more of a success, more of a kind of a cult success after the fact, when people realized that there was this sort of beating heart of a story there between these two characters. It's a great love story. And it's a great love story between two people that were married and separated, you know, divorced. So, you know, it's a different kind of love story. At the time, I was kind of bored with the boy meets girl love story. I just thought that had been done to death. You know, I eventually made one called Titanic, but you know, most of my love stories didn't really work that way.
Jesus, I'm sorry I can't tell you these things to your face. You have to wait till you're alone in the dark.
Well, I think I came out of The Abyss with a sense of my own limitations and a sense of the limitations that you could reasonably expect other people to push themselves to in the making of a film. And I think I may have lost a little perspective on that movie and pushed beyond what it should be. But you know, that's the nature of filmmaking. When you're out in the, you know, when you're out in the woods trying to make a chainsaw murderer movie, you're out in the woods. You have to do a shot of some kind. You have to do something. So in that case, we were, you know, in a filming tank, and we had to make our schedule. We had to do the things we set out to do. Now, maybe the conception of going into a giant filming tank and doing all this stuff and putting actors in helmets was a dumb idea. It seemed cool at the time. You know, I think when we had to actually live it out and make it work, make it happen, it was a lot more difficult than we thought it was going to be. Because, you know, my biggest problem is that I can sort of make the cognitive leap to what the end picture will look like, and it you know, it always is a glorious picture. It's the steps to get there, you know, that sometimes are pretty grueling. But you know, that's where experience comes in. You know, I've been at this for a while now, so I have a better idea of what it takes to get to the end result.